Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Timebomb, the Kylie album Showdown. We are deep in round two. We are back for episode 2 of round 2. As always, I'm here, I'm Garry, and I'm joined by my two lovely, lovely friends. Welcome tonight to Alan and Elliot. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Howdy.
There was a bit of silence there for me. Did you not want to say hello to our listeners?
I was waiting for Elliot to go, and then I thought I better go because he's waiting for me to go. But I'm fine, thank you, Garry. How are you?
I'm really good. It's been a few weeks since we've recorded, so I've missed you boys, obviously, but I've been in a lot of deep holes. But there's been constant things in my head for the last few weeks. I've been like, they're my cells for tonight for either album. So I've been pretty clear since like week 1 where I was going tonight. So
good.
Yeah, I'm ready for tonight.
You've recovered from the last episode where you said you'd never talk to me again.
Yeah. I hope you did notice there was a silence.
What was it you were annoyed at him again? Remind me, what were you annoyed at him about?
Something went in the bin, but I don't want to talk about it.
It was a possible princess. He put a possible princess in there.
Yeah, of course. Oh dear, yeah. Well, bye-bye. Yeah, we made the right choice, for sure.
No,
did.
I did have to not talk to Elliot for at least 24 hours on WhatsApp. I hope you noticed that there was no text. I was still angry, but I'm over it and I'm ready to fight tonight. And I am feeling a bit feisty tonight.
Ooh.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Ready for a fight.
There's a treasure trove of stuff on the internet, I think, for both these eras, but especially for Fever. So I have to say I enjoyed delving into a Fever-shaped hole. Not that I'm trying to get, I'm not trying to manifest Fever or anything like that, but I did research the wheel.
With our new tradition for round 2, everyone. So we now have 2 special guests joining us tonight. We have Mark and Stephen, who have prepared what we haven't seen yet. They've prepared sales of Mark is selling Kylie tonight and Stephen is selling Fever. And they're going to be joining us when we get to the album. But before we get to that, Elliot, get your coin out. Get your coin out.
The coin is ready. I am ready to go.
The coin is ready.
Yes. Question
Alan, you go first this time. What you want, heads or tails?
Okay, I'm going to go with heads.
Heads, okay. It is heads. Oh, shit. Yeah, heads.
It doesn't really matter
who always gets to go first. No, it does. It does, Alan.
It doesn't really matter who goes first.
I want to go first.
I want to keep my lucky streak going because I had all the luck the last episode, didn't I? Right, okay, heads for me. Now let's get, okay.
So you get to go first. So we're choosing between the 2 albums. Let's get the wheel up.
Here's the wheel.
Okay.
It's so weird when we look at it with only 2 albums on it, but we know already that tonight is Fever and Kylie. And Alan, you are spinning first to see which album you're going to sell.
Come
you ready?
On. Yes, I am.
Ready? Let's do this.
Oh, good spin.
The suspense is killing me. Oh.
Fever Diva. That'll do for me. Thank you very much.
You have got Fever.
I'm
was that a
really
fist pump, Garry?
Happy. Yeah.
Okay.
I really wanted Kylie tonight, and I'll tell you why when I get to it.
You did say that earlier.
Really wanted Kylie tonight. So for once, not for once, but it's round 2. I've not really loved the wheel. I'm happy with the wheel tonight. You've done well, Wheel. You've given me Kylie, and you've given Alan Lynch has got Bieber.
Well, that was easy. That was very civilized compared to previous sins.
Yeah.
maybe we're maturing as we're moving along with this podcast. Maybe we've got more mature. I don't know. Is that possible?
I haven't. Maybe you have. If anything, I've digressed, I think. Right, okay, so I'm going first. We're talking about Fever. Should I kick off?
Yes, let's go.
Okay,
go for
Fever. Right, without treading over water, because we did talk about this the last time, Fever. Look, firstly, I will say, I know there's a bit of fighting talk, but realistically, we're talking about the pinnacle. We're talking about.
So, hang on. Can I just say, before you start, don't start going down the cheating road already. You're here to sell Fever, not to diss Kylie.
I haven't even said anything yet. No.
I know where you're going. Elliot, you need to be on form tonight and stop him.
Okay.
Well, look, it's very hard because, like I said, we did talk about Fever a lot. I'll just start with this, I think, because I've got a few props. Look at my single. Can't get you out of my head. Now, it's very, very hard to separate Fever from Can't Get You Out of My Head. And let's just talk about this for a minute, because I know people are probably fed up of this song, but it is her biggest selling single, bar none, really. I mean, I should be so lucky. I guess it's on its heels a bit. But it's one of the biggest selling singles in the UK ever, a huge seller around the world. I checked today. I can't really find a concrete answer, but it's hovering around 9 million for a single.
Wow.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Look at the cost of it.
$3.99.
$3.99.
Just the one what's the
Yeah,
single?
this is. I can't
standard?
remember.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, Garry will remember maybe. There was a point in time when they were $1.99. Do you remember kind of the 90s? Yeah. And then for some reason, I think they were selling so many singles. Like, you've got to remember, it was the Backstreet Boys, Britney era. Pop music was huge and kids were spending pocket money. So the labels actually put the price up. So for maybe a number of years, they were like £4.
Yeah.
£4.
Sometimes you get a shorter version for maybe £2, which just had like one track on the back.
Yeah.
And then you get one for like £4, which had more bonus.
And then
okay.
She had sold, I think, 300,000 by the end of sale at the end of the week. If you remember, she was up against Victoria Beckham, Garry, and she was a chart battle. Poor Victoria went in at number 10. So it was the battle that never really was. But
do we need to fact check that, Alan? Did she really
it was
only
number
go in
10.
At number 10?
Oh, no, I think it might have been, her album was 10. It was number 6. I think it was number 6.
Okay.
You can fact check me, though. It was number 6. Either way, don't do that to me. Either way, my point is that it was this fucking monster single. And I think ever since then, if you look at it, I don't think there's been a concert tour since then, or even like a big live show or any TV special or anything. Right up to today, I mean, look at K-pop. Look at this show last week, 2 weeks ago, doing this duet with ATEEZ, for the Apple TV. They even chose this as the song. Well, let's just carry on with the singles then for a minute, because look at this. I found this the other day. I didn't know I had it. This is the In Your Eyes single.
Oh.
I mean, the campaign was just so cohesive, wasn't it? The covers are amazing. The whole thing felt like it was really well thought out. Like, this was single 1. That was single 2. I can't find Love at First Sight, but it was a similar cover. So it had that brilliant kind of theme, right? So the imagery around it and everything, and she was definitely in her imperial phase, without a doubt. And I think maybe we'll take a beat to play a little clip of something then, because I think for me, the Brits performance the following year in the February or March, can't remember when, I think sealed the deal, because I don't know if you've seen this, Elliot, but somebody had their brainwave and it was brilliant to mash up Can't Get You Out of My Head with Blue Monday.
Blue Monday.
Yes.
I think was it available as the B-side of a single later at some point? I think it was, wasn't it, Garry?
It's definitely there. I've seen
a
it on
genius move, which is lying on a massive silver disc, and then they just kind of tip her up, and she's lying sideways, kind of reminiscent of the album cover. I think maybe not intentional, but looking a little bit like the album cover. And then this Blue Monday starts with Can't Get You Out of My Head, and it is an unbelievable performance. So have you lined it up, Garry? Do we have a little bit of it?
Alan, for you, anything, of course.
Thank you, my love.
Of course. Here we go, Kylie at the Brits.
La
Why do I feel like this is like the gay awakening for a lot of men out there?
yeah. Absolutely.
Something about it that gives me that.
It's just iconic.
It's crazy.
Can you imagine how she must have felt? Like, you're like, imagine in your head, hang on, I've just been raised up on a CD, which is going to flip onto a platform, and I'm going to stand on the platform, and then it's going to lower. Like, how does a human being deal with that, knowing that, she's on the biggest award show in the UK, she's in front of thousands of people, and they're going to do that? Like,
I mean,
I just had my hair was standing up there watching that. I thought it is just iconic.
But it's the hair and the clothes and then the massive sort of disc and that. But then also she created a viral moment way before that word even when the word existed, but not in that context. We'd have shared that a million times, wouldn't we, if we'd have had Instagram at that moment in time. But let's talk a bit about the tour then that followed on, because the Fever tour to this day, I think, is probably, I don't know, you'll argue with me, Garry, but I think critically, and I don't know about commercially, but critically, it was up to that point anyway, her most well-received tour, without a doubt. And I think she just was this fully realised pop star at that moment in time. But I guess she couldn't really fail. Everything she touched turned to gold. And there was such an incredible amount of goodwill. And then rode the wave, Kylie Fever tour. I think, didn't I show it to you? I still haven't sent it to you, Garry. You'll be fuming. But yeah, I mean, it's here.
I got it. I told you I had it. I have the silver box that it came in.
So you don't want my wine-soaked version, fine.
Yours was wine stained. That's what it was. That's why you were sending it.
I actually wouldn't dare send it to anybody. It's terrible. It'd be like a gift you'd give to your worst enemy. But it's because it's in such bad condition. But I can't say much more about the album. It's pretty flawless. It's a fantastic dance record, very of its time, but somewhat timeless as well. The songs on there, which, as you know, Love at First Sight, In Your Eyes, still massive favourites of everybody. I mean, In Your Eyes, I think, is a particular favourite amongst lots of fans, isn't it?
It's still always in the top 5 on Spotify. If not number 3, I think. You can't get in my head. Padam, In Your Eyes is usually number 3.
You wouldn't dare put together a sort of top 20 best of without it being in there, let's be honest. But that opening of the tour as well, when she's the cyborg. So I don't know whether that... The tour started in Cardiff, if I'm not wrong, I think it was the 26th of September. It was Cardiff, wasn't it? I think that Fever performance of the Brits definitely inspired the first 5 minutes of the tour.
Yeah,
the whole tour, really. Yeah. It was very chrome. It was silver. It was, metallic, and finally get to say metallic, and it makes a bit of sense. And then everything, her outfit was completely silver. But then she just and Beyonce's copied it since, like a lot of people have, haven't they? Like, let's be honest, this was a copy, Kylie.
Opening to the Renaissance tour, isn't it?
But loads. I mean, Fever, I'd say, is probably one of the most copied tours. I mean, Do is the same. It was just so high energy, but the outfits took it to another level. All Dolce & Gabbana, if I remember correctly. But that apparently cost 40 grand alone. That cyborg outfit. A little fact for you.
Because it was mechanic, so it.
Yeah. Well, it lifted up and then opened out, so the bodysuit kind of just split open, and then she stepped out of it. 40 bloody grand for that opening outfit. But look,
I mean, that's probably more budget than she had for the whole of the Intimate and Live tour, just on one outfit. How things had changed in like whatever it was, 6,
but when
7 years.
She just shifted 5 million albums in an era when people were going out, and it was $12.99 then, Elliot, for an album, and she shifted about 5 million.
It wasn't live then, Elliot.
No, I know, but
I can't remember how
barely.
much albums were back then. My brain is small.
No, they were. I mean, if I'm not wrong, Garry, they were about $11.99, weren't they? At their worst, they went to $14.99. I think it was like 15 quid, and everyone was like, "This is a joke." But this was the era when everyone went out. So these are pure physical copies. So selling 5 million, her label would have given her, said, "Fucking take a spaceship, Kylie, whatever you want," because you've just sold 5 million albums at a tenner a pop minimum. So she'd made her label a ton of cash, probably made herself a millionaire many times over again, and was just riding the crest of a wave where she just was the queen of the universe. It's a campaign like no other, I think, and so enduring. Can't get you out of my head. The singles are all still on the radio. And I think if you ask any Kylie fan, they will quote and say, Fever's got to be in their top 3, I would think. Best Kylie albums, I would say. Yeah.
I was going to use tonight, if I got Fever, I was going to say from the tour. I actually think the Love at First Sight version that she did on the tour there, because it was very different to how it's done now, very real to the original because it's evolved over time. I love that. And it's been on Spotify for years. I think it was a B-side to Come Into My World or something. So
Love
that's
at
been
First
on
Sight
Spotify
is
for
your
years.
favorite
I love
Kylie
it.
song, right? Still.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite song of all time, never mind Kylie song. Well, look, I just wanted also, before I go, because I think I've spoken enough, let's just have a snippet of, excuse me, Rendezvous at Sunset, which was the B-side to Can't Get You Out of My Head. Again, Elliot, we talked about this. She's so generous with her B-sides. There was always at least one or two new songs. So you had every reason to pay the $4.99. Like, just imagine, this single has sold 7 million copies. Now, 1 million of them in the UK, so they made 4 million quid off the back of this single alone.
She's obsessed with cash tonight, isn't
I know,
she, Elliot?
I am.
Jesus Christ.
But I'm just saying about how huge a star she was and how generous too, because she could have just bunged a shitty remix on here. Do you know what I mean? But she didn't. She actually popped 2 new songs. So there's one called Boy, which I think we played thinking it was from Light Years. Is that right?
So this is, are we going to pause for the correction corner where basically you won the last episode by
lying.
By using an album track or a B track side for Fever.
Yeah, I did.
You cheated, Ali.
I claim, no, listen, in fairness, I know now when I looked into it a bit deeper, it was actually recorded for a different album. Okay, but this one, it definitely wasn't. It's here. It's in the proof. Rendezvous at Sunset, B-side. Let's have a listen to this, because what a cracking song to leave off an album. I think it possibly could have been maybe made for Light Years and then maybe slightly kept over. What do you think, Garry? Because it does have, it could sit on either album, really, couldn't it? It's got that kind of vibe.
And it's one I don't listen to a lot, but when I do listen to it, it's really good. Can I throw another B-side in? Because I know this is not my album, but there is another B-side that I just will not, I just can't forgive myself if I don't mention it. I know this is not my album. I'm not helping you out, Elliot. Kind of just don't use this as criteria.
You are. Okay, then but go for it.
There is a B-side called Tightrope that was on In Your Eyes, and the gays know. The people in the know, they know. We don't need to listen to it, but my God, like, honest to God, if a pop girl could come up with Tightrope as a single these days, they would be jumping for joy. It's
criminal that it was ever really a single. I just don't think the timing was right or anything. But you know what? If you really want to
B-side.
Yeah, if you really want to feel about how special it is to the fans, listen to the reaction from Anti-Tour when she does it, because she does it on Anti-Tour, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And people just go, they lose their shit.
Crazy.
They lose their shit. B-side queen, you know. And look, with that, I'm not going to say any more, but I think we have to throw to Stephen, don't we? Because Stephen has done a big up of Fever, so I'm going to have to buy Stephen a drink, aren't I? I'm looking forward to seeing her face. I haven't seen her for years.
You haven't seen her? Well, she lives in Spain now. She lives 10 minutes away from me, so you have to come here.
I literally haven't seen her for so long. Look at him with his Kylie t-shirts. Effort. 10 for effort.
Rolling Stones magazine once said listening to this album feels like being penetrated slowly by a strobe light. That's right, gays and days. The best Kylie album of all time will forever be Fever. Now I'm going to kick it off and talk about my favorite song, Come Into My World. One of the best songs she's ever done, not just on the album, but in her discography. And won Kylie her first Grammy. The music video was directed by Michel Gondry, who had worked with Bjork, Daft Punk, Chemical Brothers, and Beck, and is just a sensory overload that many artists would want to emulate today. Every time I watch the music video, I notice something different, not just with the Kylies, but all the people in the background. Now, we can't talk about Fever without mentioning Can't Get You Out of My Head. But what I want to talk about today is her 2002 Brit performance, where she came out in a giant CD, in a sexy miniskirt and silver thigh-high hooker boots, and in a mashup of the song of New Order's Blue Monday. One of the most memorable performances, and is still cited uh, as one of the best Brit performances ever. It was absolutely amazing. Kylie won her first Brit Award that night as well for Best International Artist and Best International Album for Fever. Can't Get Blue Monday Out of Your Head was released as a B-side when they did Love at First Sight. And I still remember it being played in Legends and Essential when we moved to the UK in 2005. It's just a perfect pop fusion of alternative dance and new wave. Side note, there are no ballads on Fever. This album is meant to get you up on the dance floor or get down in the bedroom. Now let's talk about In Your Eyes, which I believe connects the Light Years album to Fever more than the EDM style of Can't Get You Out of My Head ever did. With a catchy disco pop hook and they utilize spinning around in the chorus, fans could reference Light Years but then also see a more sexual, experimental Kylie in Fever. Now, I think it was in episode 1, Garry sneered when Alan suggested Fever might have been his favorite track, but I want to highlight that it is an actual great song because we are treated with breathy, whispery Kylie over synth pop beats, so it deserves to be listed. As well, Fever was going to be the fourth single, but was canceled for the more popular Can't Get You Out of, or Come Into My World. And now, the number one reason I really love this album, yeah, Picture It, Canada, 2003. I was going on my first date with this guy, and when I got into his truck, he said, pick out any CD that you want to listen to. As I started flipping through the CDs, there was Marilyn Manson, Smashing Pumpkins, Tool, and I thought to myself, what the fuck did I get myself into? Then all of a sudden, there in glossy white, surrounded by emo black, was Kylie's Fever. And I thought, okay, this guy has potential. 22 years later, and we're still listening to Kylie together. And so that's why Fever is the number one Kylie album ever.
Oh,
That was
that
so
was
good.
amazing.
Yes,
was so-
Stephen. Yes.
Thank you, Stephen.
That was so Stephen.
That was
What did he say?
incredible.
It's like being fucked by a strobe light. I mean, it's just
No,
so Stephen.
penetrated. I
Penetrated,
love that
sorry.
it's taken, what is this, episode 9? 10 episodes? It's taken us that long to use the word penetrated.
One last thing, though, as well. It's well done, Stephen. That was so good. That was so good. Really, really brilliant. Let me just, one last thing, Elliot. I just want to show you some of the imagery. I mean, these are all magazine covers that Kylie made in 2001. So you've got the face, you've got Q, which is R.I.P. I used to love that magazine.
Oh, she's the
Attitude,
cover of
R.I.P.
Attitude as well.
I know. This is when people actually bought it. And then that's with Baker, I think, isn't it? And then I love this one on GQ. So she was everywhere. Her team, whoever her team were in 2001, won everything, deserved to win everything. And that is my roundup of Fever. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Alan. That was a very, very good sell. I'm impressed. But yes, we are on to the next one. The next album it is Kylie 88 from Garry.
Okay, right. First of all, I'm just going to say it out as it is, okay? It'd be so obvious to put Fever through and just to say it's going to sail through. But the reason I wanted Kylie tonight is we've got to recognize that everything started with Kylie. We wouldn't have where we are today unless we have that album. And we've done this in round 1. So we've talked about Lucky, we've talked about Locomotion, Je ne sais pas, we've talked about all that, Got to Be Certain, we've talked about them all, talked about the big songs. But ultimately, what I want to talk about here is actually there were some other songs in that era that were really kind of helping cement her as a bit more than just a kind of the bubblegum pop star that she was. And yeah, look, I don't have the Brits performance where she came out of a CD to prove Kylie's power back then and kind of star power, because let's be clear, she was like a teenager. She was starting out on her career. So you could never compare these two albums together. But ultimately, what I'm going to aim to show you tonight, Elliot, my friend, is that you can't just rely on Can't Get Out of My Head to win for Fever. Because let's be clear, Alan spent most of the time when he was talking about Fever talking about Can You Get My Head, and then guess what? Stephen talked about it as well in his
that
sale.
is not true.
I mean, it's pretty true. It's pretty
not true.
Pretty true.
It's not.
So I'm gonna start out with a track that a lot of people don't know about, which was a B-side to Je ne sais pas pourquoi. I think, Alan.
It was, yes, it was. It was a single in some territories too. Yeah, I think it was a standalone single.
I think it was double A. It was double A, and it was
yeah.
meant to be that it got flipped and Made in Heaven will become the main single, but then Je ne sais pas did so well that they decided not to do it. But I, to this day, love this track. I go back to it.
Are you going to play the video version? You have to.
I wasn't, but let's
just
play the
an
video
audio
version.
Play the video because I really want Elliot to just get a little glimpse of the hair. Because
yes, this is the hair, you said.
If there's ever a hairstyle that sums up 1988, I think this might be it.
Just literally pulled it up on YouTube. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna hide. Wait, be ready for it. I'm gonna close my eyes and wait for it to be ready.
Right, Elliot, prepare to be visually and sonically blown away and stimulated, not penetrated like Stephen said, stimulated by the brilliance that is Made in Heaven. Open your eyes, Elliot. Let's go. True love is made in heaven, Elliot, and true love is made in Kylie heaven with that hair. But you know, the track itself, it's fun, and it was definitely of its time. But I think again, it's showing that at that time there was more than just 4 singles in this album. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my friend Mark in to continue my sale. And then I'll pick up from his point because I really want to make sure we solidified this here and we're getting really, really clear on why this is an amazing album. This is a good friend of mine, Mark, and he is talking about Kylie 88.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, drag queens, drag kings, bears, cubs, otters, wolves, twinks, jocks, pups, daddies, muscle marys, he's, she's, theys, and everything in between. Today we gather not to discuss politics because that's a load of bollocks. Not to debate the meaning of life, but something even more important. To answer one of the most important questions of our time. Why is Kylie Minogue's first album the greatest musical achievement since a caveman picked up 2 rocks off the floor, banged them together, and called them a rhythm? Let's start with the key facts. The Locomotion wasn't just a song. It was a cultural fucking earthquake that started in Australia with aftershocks all around the globe. Released in Australia, it stayed at #1 for 7 glorious weeks. That's longer than most people's gym membership when they start in January. At the end of the 1980s, The Locomotion was the biggest selling single for the entire decade in Australia. That's right, while the rest of the world was busy with shoulder pads, dodgy shell suits, and rather questionable perms, Australia was busy dancing their lives away to The Locomotion. And the album, the album. Kylie released this in 1988, and it did immediately what most debut albums can only dream of. It went 7 times platinum in the UK, sold over 2 million copies, and made Kylie the queen of bubblegum pop. All during this time, she was still acting in Neighbours. Now that is some achievement. So let's talk about the legendary meeting with Stock, Aitken and Waterman at the start of her career. Kylie flew to the UK ready to record, but the producers actually forgot she was coming. So what did they do when they realised she was due to arrive? They whipped up a song called I Should Be So Lucky in half an hour. Half a fucking hour. I can't even decide what I'm having for lunch in that time, and they created a global hit. That's not songwriting, that is goddamn sorcery. But here's the real reason why this album should win. If Kylie hadn't released this album, there would have been no music career for her. No spinning around, no I Can't Get You Out of My Head, and more tragically, in my opinion, no Padam and no Tension 102. If this album wasn't released, then homosexuals around the globe will be wandering aimlessly, lost through life, deprived of glitter scenes and the joy that this pop dancing disco diva brings us. Because Kylie gave the motherfucking gays everything we ever wanted and needed. She just didn't release an album. She launched a lifestyle and a career that is iconic. Now, according to research, at the start of Kylie's career, people referred to her as the singing budgie. But let's be honest, if that budgie can have a career that lasts 37 years, sells millions of records, tops the charts across all continents and becomes a global icon, then I say bring the fucking birdseed and let her sing. Kylie's debut album wasn't just music. It was a movement. You could say it was a locomotion. Long live the Queen of Pop.
That was
Oh,
brilliant.
Okay, yeah. You have to hand it to him. That was original.
that was Mark,
great.
you legend, you legend. I said to Mark when I asked him to do that, I was like, you cannot let this album down. The pressure is on, and he nailed it. And he's so right. You know, it is. We wouldn't be the homosexuals that we are today if it was not for that album. And I thank Kylie for allowing us all to be the homosexuals that we are. Saying, obviously, we have some listeners who are not homosexual. There's about 3.
Yeah.
Welcome. You are welcome here. We're welcome to all.
We're an inclusive podcast. Can I
we
just
are
say,
an
Garry,
inclusive podcast.
in defense of Kylie, I know I shouldn't be bigging you up, but you did give me a hand. This is a wild statistic as well. This is for Stephen. Not only the album sold a couple of million, we know that, but can you imagine Elliot in 2025? She brought out Kylie the videos on a VHS, which was just I think Made in Heaven might have been on there. The 4 main videos, It's a Secret, and I think The Making of Something. So it was just basic enough. But remember, this is she wasn't really an MTV person, so it would have been very hard to see her videos in the day. Now, that sold in 1988. Have a guess how many copies it sold? At again, a tenner a pop.
Lord. Are we going like...
We're talking a lot.
Like at least 500,000? 400,000?
Well, no, not too far off. It sold 330,000 copies on a VHS. I mean...
On VHSs as well.
On VHS. Yeah. And also, I don't know if you know this, Garry, that there was a Kylie Remixes album brought out in 1988. Do you know of that? A 9-track remix. Have you? Wow, I'm not surprised. A 9-track remix compilation. And that sold, and a remix compilation. I mean, they were kind of unheard of, weren't they? I know Janet had done one a few couple of years before, but that sold 84,000 copies in the UK. And was never officially released or anything. So, yeah, you know, fans were diving deep on her stuff even back then. They were buying everything. So, you know, in its defense,
I remember,
it was a juggernaut.
Alan, I remember going to Extravision to rent Kylie the videos, and it was so hard to get it. Like, you could never get it because obviously, you know, she was massive at the time, and they had like 1 copy. And the night that we got Kylie the videos on VHS, we brought it home, me and my friend Nicola, and we would have just literally watched it for hours
over and
on
over
end.
again. Yeah.
And it was like the bits that we loved the most was like there was like little bits in the middle where she was like talking to camera, and it was all like "G'day, mate." Like she was so Australian back then, and it was so tacky and cheesy. I love it. I cannot leave this podcast without showing the video to "It's No Secret."
Isn't she wearing the denim and the red cowboy boots? I think, isn't she? It's slightly reminiscent to Jason's video for Too Many Broken Hearts, I think.
What are you doing tonight, sweetheart?
Nothing with you.
You'll be sorry. Can't you see what he's up to?
It's no secret, it's no secret. It's no secret, it's no secret. It's no secret, it's no secret. When I first met you, how you changed my life that day.
Kylie was doing girl power before girl power.
Yeah.
I
I don't actually remember a lot of that.
No, I don't. Well, I think it's because it was never officially a single, so no one ever played the video, did they? And they've all had a second life on YouTube. Yeah, it was a very
I mean,
it was
so
a
that
simpler
was-
time.
It was a similar song, but she was merging her neighbour's acting world, which, let's be clear, is part of the sale. That's, as Mark said, she was doing that on the sideline while she was creating a global mega star era, doing all of them combined as a teenager in Australia. Like she was doing it for the girls and doing it for herself and doing it for the gays many years down the line.
One thing you can never fault, and I've said it to you numerous times, her work ethic is on another level, isn't it? And always has been. The girl just doesn't stop. She's like a bloody machine. Yeah, that's a real trip down memory lane, that one. I love that song.
I love it. And there's loads of that. We could show every single video from that era, and they were all questionable, but all questionably amazing and very of a time. But again, I think, to kind of finish on related to what Marcus said, we've got to honor that this whole era, it brought massive sales, massive singles, some great B-sides, and also some, interesting US tracks and Japan tracks and videos. And it was just a time when loads of us got on the locomotion, we joined her on the train, and we've never left for 35 plus years later. And there's a reason, because that was a really, really special time. And I think, I was there at the start. Again, Alan, we're showing our age all over this podcast. We were there from the day one. We're there from day dot. And I think we have got to celebrate this album and celebrate how it's led us to where we are today. It's incredible. And it is iconic.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave it with that word, Elliot. It's iconic.
That is a good way to end it, I believe.
Come on, Elliot. Right, Elliot, where's your head at? What are you thinking?
It's a weird one because, like you said, they're both two very, very different albums. Again, just like bloody last week again.
It's going to be like this from now on, though, Elliot, because this is the cream of the crop, so it's tough.
Exactly.
It's tough.
Don't go with the obvious, Elliot. Don't go.
You're not allowed to pipe up. Hello, had your bit. Pipe down now there in the background. Let Elliot decide.
I think that the reason why I'm leaning the way I'm leaning is that I believe that there's more of what Kylie is actually in Fever than there is in Kylie 88. As much as I like what Kylie 88 does, and I believe that it is, of course, the first record, it's the gateway to what she becomes. It's still a record that, I mean, he kind of very graciously called her a songbird. There's not much of Kylie in it apart from her singing. Whereas, at least with Fever, you're beginning to get more of Kylie, I feel, and more of what she wants to do. But as much
you
as
are going to get blacklisted for 48 hours this week.
No. So hang on. Can we just confirm? Come on. Just out loud confirm who has won, Elliot?
The winner this week is Fever, which is Alan. Alan makes you the winner.
We need to get some of that clapping and whooping noise as well.
Thank
you, Elliot. Thank you.
We need boos. We need boos from the audience.
No, come on. Look, I didn't want to say this before, but Garry, come on, and Elliot will agree. I mean, we couldn't. As much as I love Kylie era, it's amazing, it is. And you've really taken me down on a trip there. Seeing that It's No Secret video was great. I loved it. When I was 14, can you imagine the escapism for me, living in the fucking countryside in Ireland? I mean, I just was transported to Australia. For all those videos, and she felt like this kind of otherworldly being, because being from Australia, you might as well have been from Mars. From where I was from, there was no chance of ever meeting her or anything like that. So she was so alien. But you can't put Fever in the fucking bin, Garry. You just can't.
At some point, we're going to have to put Fever in the bin because Fever can't win.
Well, you don't know that. You got a crystal ball.
I don't want Fever to win.
Well, sometimes I don't want stuff to happen, and it happens. So you just have to accept it. But no,
sometimes you don't want to shit yourself, and you do, Alan. You know, things happening
more often than I would like. So come on, Garry. Come on now.
I'm sad. I'm disappointed in you, Elliot. Know that I'm disappointed in you.
Oh, not the D word.
Yeah, it's D. You're not getting the D from me. You're getting the disappointment.
Yeah, I mean,
have you noticed how it seems to be turning around a bit, because we're two episodes into round 2, and all of a sudden the dial has turned a bit, hasn't it? Because
I'm not feeling this at all. I don't like not winning.
just to finish up, I think it's going to be like this every 2 weeks now, because like what's left actually? Can I be reminded as to what's left on the wheel? Because they're all
Well, we need to spin the wheel for next week.
albums,
So
we
let's
do
do that
that.
now.
The albums that are
So-
left are just fantastic. I mean, look at that. What are we going to do? Aphrodite,
Wow.
Rhythm of Love, one of my faves. Tension, amazing, and KM. So you've really got a job.
spin
We're going to
and see
spin
what
and see
happens.
which two are coming next week.
Yeah, right. Shall we give it a go?
Yeah.
Next week we've got
Ooh.
Aphrodite.
That hasn't
Aphrodite.
come up. That was the very first one. Do you remember? That was in our very. That was in the very first episode.
God.
Oh,
Now,
God.
what the hell does Aphrodite go up against?
Let's do it. Let's
Well,
see.
should we give it a spin and let's see where it lands?
Oh, I hate this bit.
Oh my God.
Hang on.
Jesus Christ.
It's KM94.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a bit of a fight to the death because they're both great. But
Before we go, Elliot, you've been in Stitches. Did anybody recognize you from the podcast while you're in Stitches? Huh? Like I got recognized in Torremolinos?
Sadly not. But thank you for bringing that up for me.
Yeah.
I'm bringing up the fact that you got recognised in Torremolinos.
Yeah, we're still going to go on that. I'm going to dine on that for about 10 years. Still love
Of
you,
course.
Steve. Thanks. We'll be back. You can obviously keep interacting with us on Instagram. What's that other one called, Alan? Blue Sky? That you're
Blue
on?
Sky.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. We're not getting a lot of
all
traction.
social
I mean, is anybody using it? Do you use it, Elliot?
Yeah.
Blue Sky. I don't know if anyone's using it, but we're on there anyway.
Elliot's
Yeah.
only getting his tits out on there. That's the only reason he's
How
got on
dare
Blue
you
Sky.
be
Let's
so
clear.
right?
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks, everyone. Elliot, you're getting blocked for 48 hours. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm
Now,
block
come
you
on.
for 48
Look
hours.
it,
on
now,
WhatsApp.
Garry, I took my losses really well during the first round. So,
No.
come on.
I
show a little bit of class
vividly
now.
remember the doors being slammed multiple times.
Do you remember when you
chair
walked
was
out?
still spinning?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chair was still spinning.
I haven't walked
Well,
out.
all
haven't
I'd say
walked
is
out.
that walk on.
There's still time. There's still time for you to walk out, Garry.
I think we've got 5 more shows, I think, until we finally decide what the winning
Yeah.
kind of
That
album
could be.
is.
That could be right.
Yeah, I mean, my maths is not great, as we know, but I think so. So, yeah, keep listening, and we'll finally get there at some point.
Oh my goodness.
Bye, everyone. See you soon.
Right.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.